Is education holding you back from your dreams? It may not be the amount of education you have, but it might be the way you look at the amount of education you have. We'll talk about all that and more in this edition of Vision of Success TV. A short while ago, I met with a coaching client, and as we sat there chatting, I discovered that one thing was holding her back. No, it wasn't her amount of education, because this woman had a degree and also had a master's degree. In fact, she had been working for quite a few years. But what held her back is her own internal voice that was telling her she needed more education in the career path that she was choosing. Her big idea was pushing her in a direction that she honestly felt she needed a master's and a doctorate degree in a certain field in order to prove her self-worth, in order to prove to all those people around her that she had something to give, that she had potential that someone would be willing to pay for. Because in her mind, she felt that she didn't have the right degrees, the right level of education, in order to charge a lot of money for what she knew, for what she was bringing to the world. So in her mind, when she started setting up her business, when she started taking her big idea and finding ways of creating products and services to sell to people, she actually limited herself way down at a very, very small level. And she ended up creating just very small products that ultimately, when we put it all down on paper, she quickly discovered there was no way she could ever turn this into a feasible, profitable business model. Where her true potential was, what her true ability to bring the world where that existed, was in the fact of her knowledge. She had been living this life for 20 years. She had so much understanding of this particular niche she was trying to get into because she had lived it for over 20 years. She had done research, and again, she had lived 24/7 everything that she wanted to bring out to the world. But in her mind, what was holding her back was simply the fact that I don't have the right level of education. No one's going to trust me because I'm not certified in a certain area, and I'm not licensed to practice in these particular areas. Now, you may be thinking the same thing, and nothing could be further than the truth. Because in a lot of ways, people are willing to pay for experience. Now think about it for a minute. If you were looking for somebody, a doctor is great, but in a lot of cases, certain doctors can only provide so much resource to you. They personally may have never lived with this particular problem or this particular, aspect that she had lived through literally every single day of her life for 20 years. And that's where her true potential was. It wasn't in what she could bring from a doctor's perspective or from, having that doctorate degree. Where her true potential was, she had lived it 24/7. Now, how many people would be willing to pay for your hands-on experience, for discovering the resources that you actually found by living in that situation? I can tell you a lot of people would pay for that experience. The key is putting a new perspective on who you are and how you think about what you have to offer. Because once you make that transition, literally everything explodes. Your entire business model takes off from there, just like it did for her. All of a sudden, she went from this very low level that she would never turn it into more than a part-time business to a six-figure business in just a matter of a couple months. She did it that fast, and it can be that fast for you too. All you need to do is trust in your ability, trust in what you have to offer, and see a value in it, and then bring that forward to the rest of the world because they are willing to pay for it. Now, if you like this tip right here, make sure you sign up for my weekly newsletter right here on Vision of Success TV. Sign up, and I produce both a blog post and a television post every single week, just like this one, to help you bring your big idea to the world. Bye-bye.